Hello everyone, my name is Qwizical and today I am bringing you some more Scrabble variants. So if you haven't already noticed, one of the variants I've already played on this channel is Super Scrabble, and I did that with my family. So the aim of these videos is to just show you something different, different ways to play Scrabble, different variants that have been thought up of or made up by the players. So today I am bringing you Duplicate. So what is Duplicate? It seems like we're going to start the game soon, but Duplicate is one of the few games that can be played on ISC. All that help file's not very useful. But the aim of Duplicate is to play the highest scoring move possible. That's really it. There is no way to... There is no really other way to describe Duplicate. It's just a variant of Scrabble where you just have to score the highest possible. You've probably noticed in chat I've already kind of half cheated and looked up the words. On ISC it's possible to look up words, but Duplicate isn't really the type of game that in English is played as, you know, importantly. The French play Duplicate. That's their primary way of playing Scrabble, Duplicate. And to be fair, I can't argue with it. It completely eliminates the luck element, and it means you really have to know the words. And that is one of the things that I like about Duplicate, is that it doesn't really matter what you do or don't know. Well, okay, let's scratch that. In normal Scrabble, you will know words and you won't know words, and you can't, you know, there's sometimes not much you can really do about that. But in Duplicate, it's solely about how many words you know. So there's no luck element. You know, your opponent's strategic play isn't going to stop you from winning. It's all about how you see the words and that you see them. So that's probably why the French played Duplicate, to be fair. It is kind of less exciting in a way because there's no element of strategy, there's no, for want of a better word, fun. Anyone that's seen me play will know how much I enjoy having fun, which means completely destroying my opponent's ability to make words. That's if you've ever played me, it's one for you. But the one thing that I really like about playing Duplicate is that it's a different way to see the board, and it's a different strategy, and I find it's a great way to learn words if you're not the kind of person that likes rote learning in front of Zizova. So, for example, one UK Youth Scrabble Championships, the night before, I actually played some Duplicate, and I learnt the word Cobza, C-O-B-Z-A. And it turns out the very next day I had the chance to play Cobza, and I did, and it got challenged, and it's been a while since I played. I'm just checking Cobza, but it's really interesting how sometimes the word would come up, you know, how soon the word would come up afterwards. And what I like about Duplicate is that despite the fact that, you know, it's not... Players who play English Scrabble, or English-speaking Scrabble, may not consider it a very good thing to play because the game takes a long time, and it doesn't really improve your strategy at all. It's just about finding words that score a lot of points. While words that score a lot of points are a really, really good thing, not many players need help with finding words that score a lot of points. what a lot of players need help with sometimes is... I'm not sure why I'm getting all the best moves, to be honest. This is weird. This isn't like how I usually play duplicate. But sometimes what it is for players is that they need to learn how to play strategically. Oh, this one's going to be a tough one, this selection. And it's really hard to play strategically. It's really hard to perfect strategy, and it's not something that I'm ever going to say is easy. I still haven't perfected strategy, and I've been at it for like 13 years now. But strategy is always something that you can change. But the ability to see the highest scoring player on the board can sometimes be a really good thing, especially if you're trying to, say, outrun your opponents. So if you're trying to maintain your lead, then sometimes scoring a lot of points is a good way to do that, because it means your opponent needs to score a lot of points to be able to keep their lead. Oh dear, I missed Axonic, but it's only 3 more points. It's not the end of the world, thankfully. But so while duplicate does take a long time, it can be a ton of fun to play with other people. So right now I am on the backup server, so that's why my name isn't followed by an H. So it's just so I'm not being bothered by other people, really. Hopefully, anyway. You never know who might turn up on the backup server. But it is a ton of fun to play with friends. I have played with friends before, and it's fun to be like, you know, oh, what did you find this turn? Oh, I found the 35-point play. What about you? I got 40. Oh my god, now I have to start looking for that play. It's exciting to hunt for it. And sometimes the words that come up are amazing. You know, you'll see words that are... What I like is that you'll see words that are actually playable. You'll see words that, with your racks, go on the board. Oh dear, it's a bonus type rack. Oh dear. I'm not going to find the bonus in 60 seconds. I should have made the time longer. Darn it. Let's try and do this. You can all scream at the computer at home, tell me what I'm missing. I'm seriously just gonna have to put words down here. Embarrassment. Now, the one of the big differences here with something like... Well, let's see what I missed. One of the big differences with duplicate is that blank burning is really, really common. And it's never the best thing to do, and... Well, I didn't know that word. What's choleria? I'll have to find some definition of that afterwards. But see, this is... It's almost a harmless way to learn words. It's a slower way to learn words, but I find it's more harmless. At least for me. I'm going to have to define this word. I want to know what it means. I'm surprised that's actually one of the best plays, but... You know, the rack is quite complicated, and perhaps there's something else. I'm going to have to look up what else it made afterwards. So, choleria. So my handy definition / word checker here just says medicinal lotions. So the singular is collyrium? Yeah, collyrium. Isn't that interesting? Oh, I seem to have missed something. Oh, I didn't know mother spelled like that. That's an awkward spelling of mother. But finally, I'm not getting the best word. Finally. So one of the things you'll you probably notice is that 60 seconds is going by really, really quick. And I've made that the case because I don't want this game to go on forever. I don't want to have to get to the point where I'm having to like fast forward every single bit of the video to make sure that this thing doesn't last 3 hours, because believe me, Duplicate can last 3 hours. I don't think it came up anywhere here because the game was about to start, but on ISC anyway, the robot SOWPODS B, who's our duplicate bot, before each game he puts out different move times for... Oh, I think I actually knew that. That's bad. But then I am trying to talk and explain at the same time. I have an excuse for missing words. Allow me my excuse, please. Please? I will. But, so, SOWPODS B or TWLB, or whichever robot you are, wanting to play Duplicate with, they will send out a load of different move lengths. So the shortest is 6 minutes. Sorry. The shortest is 60 seconds, and the longest is 3 minutes. Now 3 minutes is a really long time to think about one move, especially when it's something as simple as a bonus or your opening move. So I would typically go for 2 minutes because it allows you... It's a short amount of time and it allows you to still think about a move if it's a bonus friendly rack. And 2 minutes is I think it's kind of the average kind of play, considering that there's like 12 moves in a game. And, oh dear. I should have really learned my stems. Inserts, and, okay, centers. And estrins, of course. Estrins. But it doesn't go over here. Damn. Oh well. No. How can 83 be best when there's a double going on over here? So one part of Duplicate that I find really good is that when you've actually got a bonus rack, it's going to help you hunt for the highest scoring bonus. Now, a lot of the times the highest scoring bonus is a really simple choice, like the triple. Of course, in this situation, the triple would be a much better position to take in a normal game of Scrabble than the double. But in a normal game of Scrabble, Hoy would never be played here. At least I'm hoping so anyway. Yeah, I think SOWPODS B is just being one of those sad people that's decided that basically if you've got the joint best, you don't get to vote on it anymore. I really wanted to vote for Stingers over Trignus. Not that I even saw Trignus, I didn't know it. But I wanted to vote for it. Because voting for the best play is fun because you get to see what other plays were possible. And I like that because I learn a ton of words as well by looking at like some of the joint best moves. And sometimes looking at the joint best also shows you like a load of different scoring moves that maybe you hadn't considered. Oh my god, you can have Renowner. Let's quickly type it in. That's so weird. I wonder what Renowner means. I love how it got played there instead of the other side of the board. But this is Duplicate, of course, and we want to score a ton of points. One who gives another renown. That's just weird. Yeah, this is getting to the point where it's getting slightly more difficult because there are just so many different places to play on the board now. And I'm just sat here, like, hoping that something will work out. It's not working out, is it? Yeah, deep breaths. Something will happen. Hopefully. Hopefully something will happen and I won't have to do this anymore. But as you could probably tell, like, seeing Renowner would be a really cool thing in a game, because you look at that rack. Oh, I missed a bonus. Oh, pity me. Pity me now. Pity me now. If I knew what it meant, we wouldn't be in this problem. But I don't know what it meant. And I think aunted is the word. I know you can have aunter. No, you can't have aunted. This is bad. I'll just play a toned then. Unless I find a bonus between now and then. But now you can see how badly I'm missing things. Isn't that fun? You get to poke fun at your favourite Scrabble tuber. It's so bad. I can't believe I missed Embrave and saw Brave, but then I didn't really know Embrave, so I have a good excuse. Trying to talk about these moves in 60 seconds is like, oh my god. I'm kind of running around like a headless chicken. It's pretty funny. To embrave is to inspire with bravery. Yay! I've probably missed a bonus, haven't? No, I haven't. Oh, yay! Now, of course, you could probably tell with duplicate really, really easily is that the board will never end up like this. It's almost impossible for the board to end up like this. Legitimately. Like, I mean, just look at the board, right? There are 5 bonuses on it, but there's no way Renowner would be played here. There's no way Hoy would have been played here to have Brave play here. Trignus and Ecolite are probably still there. I can imagine Feek would still be there. Axonic would. Viz, probably I wouldn't have played that in a real game. I'm hoping. Hoping. A lot of hope. Yeah, I thought you could have Sozin. More points for me! 9 more points. Oh, that is the best Sozin. I suppose what duplicate also does is help you maximise each turn. And it helps you see... So, it helps you see words that maybe... You know, each turn you might not necessarily see as well. So, let's see, 31... 31. So, like, maybe ordinarily you would have played Sads there. You know, 3 tiles, 72 points. You're not really going to argue with, are you? And of course, splitting up the 2 A's would have been nice as well. But of course, if you're trying to, you know, maximise your score, you know, maybe your other 2 tiles aren't A's. Sozin is a good word to know, and a good extension for Soz as well. But you could probably tell, like, I'm being reminded of so many words just by playing this game, and because I'm only doing a minute long turns, it's only going to take me about half an hour to finish. Obviously 2-minute turns will take double that amount of time, but the game won't take any longer than you're kind of asking, which is pretty good. Oh dear, it's one of these racks again. Great. Ooh, I can play G's. Yeah, that gets me more than great does. I know this makes something. Oh well. I find it also, it's a ton of fun to play variants. It's not serious, and I find it's a lot easier for me to remember words in. One would hope so anyway. I hope so anyway. But now I know the word Renowner, and no doubt I'll be attempting to play that against a couple of the top players soon. If I draw as terribly as that as I usually do. But Renowner is one of those words that at some point, like, you feel like you may come across, and then you'll just see it, and then you'll just be like, but how does one renown? How can you renown? Can I renown? Can you renown? And then you just end up in this kind of like massive thought process of I don't know whether I should play it or not, and it's like, and you don't want to sacrifice a turn and reveal to your opponent you've got a bad rack, and playing duplicate it's good to be able to try words. Of course, if you play a phony word in duplicate, you get 0 points. And that's not a good thing. But the good thing about ISC duplicate is that you can check your words before you make the play, so you should never be scoring 0 points. Hopefully you should never be scoring 0 points, unless you've just remembered phonies. Oh, Tarok and Troke. See, you're learning anagrams. I think Top is just trying to be a bit of a smarty pants here. He's like, Qwizical, I don't like that you're getting top all the time. Please stop. And I'm going to play the other top play. So, standings right now. So obviously I'm unrated on the backup server, and normally I would get a rating. My rating's probably about 1500 on the other server. It compares my score to top, and it will list all other players that play as well, so you can see how you're doing versus them. It's quite interesting. I have 13 tops. Duplicate is actually one of my better variants. Actually, my worst variant of the 3 that were developed by Scrabble players. So if only Duplicate and Clabbers. I've never played Lonify competitively. But out of those 3, Clabbers was my worst, which is really strange because I feel like I should have good board vision. But Duplicate is actually one of my better variants of Scrabble. I'm not sure why. Usually in competitive duplicates, somebody will probably make up the racks themselves, and it won't be so random as it is on ISC. So somebody out there actually has designed the racks to have good moves. There probably won't be joint top moves. Yeah, maybe I should try a French duplicate one day, but my French is really, really bad. But our duplicate is a whole nother strategy. It's really just going for the score. So what it does help you do is identify hotspots, and it can help you identify them quickly. And it also really helps with some bonus hunting and looking for different kinds of words. As far as I remember, you never actually make it to the end of a game of duplicate. All the tiles never get played. Those poor, lonely tiles that never get played. Those poor things. Yeah, but it's really good for that kind of board vision sense. Like, maybe not many people would see the word yabba in this position. Maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't. Maybe somebody would just go for bay and not think of yabba. It really does help with kind of seeing things. And also the best part is you don't have to play another person. You can play this by yourself. I mean, Top will beat you up all the time. I mean, I'd love to call him a noob, but he's just not a noob. It's also great to get 1,000 points on here. You'll probably notice that with duplicate, because the board is so unnecessarily open, what? My rating stayed at 0? What? That's so weird. The game starts, blah blah blah. No, well, it wasn't an maybe it's just because I'm provisional. Maybe it just doesn't like me because I'm provisional. Oh, okay, because I'm provisional, I don't get a rating yet. Okay. But I hope you enjoyed my showcase of Duplicate. It's one of the 2 variants that you can play on ISC, the other being Clammers. I hope I didn't, explain it badly or explain things badly. It's kind of a bit of jumping around a bit because I'm trying to play Duplicate the best that I can, despite having to talk about something else while I play. Duplicate is one of those games that I find a lot of fun. And I would definitely recommend playing it with other people. At the Mindsport Olympiad events that they have in London every August, they have Scrabble variants, and Duplicate is one of them, and it's kind of fun to try and not look at other people's boards while you make your own moves. And it was kind of funny the last time I played because there was a really obvious move of, I think, outhouse along the triple, along the top here. And one of the players just didn't see outhouse and put it 1 letter below and made nuthouse instead. And it was really weird. But yeah, there's some fun to be had with Duplicate, especially when a crazy word comes up and then you're just staring at it like, oh. It's a great way to learn the crazy words that you'd think only the computer and or Nigel could learn. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed my demonstration of Duplicate. I hope it was some fun. I hope maybe you learnt some words in this game like I did, because I know I learnt some words. And maybe I'll see you again for more Scrabble variants or something else on my channel at some point. Bye!